I think that we've come a long way in terms of plus size fashion, but and one of the things I really appreciate is how differentiated we are and how much room there is for us to be so different. Part of the work that I do is not even about necessarily looking good, because it's not my job to judge how people look, but if people feel good. And there were a lot of women there with a lot of self-confidence that felt like they looked great, and that was nice to see. Were they things I would wear? Not necessarily. I think for me, one of the big things that I struggle with is quality. And I think that because there's not a lot of funding for plus size brands, and even women that say they want to spend a lot or don't tend to when the prices are over Forever 21. Even when it comes to the amount of money that people are willing to spend on plus size clothes, I think it's really limited. Even though we say we want high quality stuff, when the high quality stuff comes out, we shy away from it because it's not Forever 21 prices. So some of my struggles with the more indie fashion shows are they really are indie brands, and a lot of times they're basically women who are oftentimes sewing this stuff themselves. And unfortunately, on the plus size body that already has so many different shapes and curves and lumps and whatever, we really need great clothes that are made really well, and you can often tell when they're just bunching in odd places when they're not high quality material and they're not high quality craftsmanship. So, I love the cheap stuff like the next person, but for a runway, I think I'm often disappointed that we just don't have a higher caliber of runway happening for plus size fashion. New York Fashion Week is amazing, but you don't see a lot of plus size women. I just don't think we're pushing hard enough to really get brands. And again, that goes back to the financial aspect of getting high-end designers enough financial backing from the consumer to be able to afford to do a fashion week. I definitely think there is numerous gaps between plus size fashion and straight fashion, as they call it. I would say my general principle about curvy themed things is it's a lot better than what we had before. And if claiming curvy and curvy shows and curvy brands and curvy blogs is the first step in that direction of just women, whatever your issue may be, claiming it and living in it and having pride in it, I don't have a problem with it. Celebrities love Lotus Denson. So the Kardashians, Katy Perry, Jessica Simpson. She's definitely not starved for celebrities, but I would love to see Queen Latifah in one. She's kind of the resort wear summertime queen, and she makes the most beautiful caftans you could imagine. When you see these things, they go over bathing suits, and you could have on the wackest bathing suit, and it's just gonna pull it all together. Her flagship boutique on 3rd Street in Los Angeles, when you're in there, it feels like Moo Mansion, similar to the Maid Boutique. It's just, the second I walked in her store, I thought, I am supposed to have something to do with this place. I approached Loda about doing a collaboration for plus size women. So we've been doing some samples of some slightly larger sizes and some of her popular cuts and some patterns that I've picked that I think are very me. You want something that you really feel like caters to your curves. I've always felt like caftans were flattering, and these are just exceptional. Hopefully in early 2014 we will have those available to the plus size community, and they fit skinny girls, so by all means buy some. Julia and I like to go to a place called Cafe Boone. It's a cute little coffee shop in Venice to discuss a project that I have happening in 2014. I have both a physical space opening that's going to kind of be somewhat shop, somewhat social space for women. And so we're kind of planning some of the publicity around the opening of that, but also I have a zine that I don't want to talk too much about, but that's going to be coming out around the same time, that has a lot of really amazing female voices being represented in it, and I'm really excited about it.
I came from a small town in New Jersey called North Brunswick, and growing up, I always just had big dreams, but I didn't really have an outlet. So I decided to make the transition to LA, just completely just start all over from scratch, and I attended FITM. That sounds good, but it was also really bad at the same time. 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I had the opportunity to, or at least I thought I did, to open up my own showroom, to have my own office space, to do a lot of things. But one of the people who was actually a mentor to me, or at least I thought he was stealing money from my company and from me. I didn't dwell on that. I didn't say, oh wow, I was supposed to have a showroom, I was supposed to have this, I have to give up on my dreams. I still made it work for me. So I struggled a lot, kind of living in LA. I became a freelance stylist. At the time, I was working with a few really popular reality stars. One of them in particular, she was plus size. At this time, I guess you can say I was working with mainstream fashion, and I honestly didn't really have much information on the plus size industry. So what I started doing with my client was I started remixing her clothes. So I started taking pieces of old clothing that she had, and I took it to a seamstress that I would go to in downtown. So I would tell the seamstress, take a little bit of this off and do this and that. And before, she was never really noticed for her fashion, and then she started getting a little bit more press on blogs, and people were like, oh wow, what is she wearing? And I remember one time she said, on the red carpet, she said my name. She was like, I'm wearing Britney Porter. In that moment, I thought, okay, maybe I could design. I was inspired in late 2010 to start a clothing line called ElleX. ElleX is the fashion-forward clothing line with price point underneath $50, available to young women sizes 12 to about a 24. Through my brand, I don't like to market that it is plus size, because I don't see it as that. I see fashion as fashion. I don't really see a size for fashion, and I want to make sure that the girl who is wearing ElleX, that she looks beautiful. That's the only goal. It's kind of a little bit disappointing that sometimes people take being young and a female as a weakness. That being said, I never back down. I'm always up for a challenge. I love to help people. I love to give back to my community. I love to just help. And through my business and through also my freelance career, which is creative marketing and consulting and so forth, I just love to just help people who are like me, people who are young, people who are ambitious, people who just need that little extra help. Each of the experiences that I've experienced over the last few years have made me a stronger person. I think having faith and strong conviction really goes a long way in being successful and being a great person.
Hi lovelies, and welcome to our beauty lounge powered by ISO Plus and Veramore Cosmetics. My name is Mariana Benitez, and I will be your beauty expert for today.
Hello.
Hi Melinda, how are you today?
Good, ready to get dolled up.
Yay, okay. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a neutral look on Melinda. Now we have already prepped and primed her face, so what we're going to be focusing on is the eyes. You guys can wear this for brunch, anything day-wise. We have prepped her face with our Veramore dark beige cream foundation, and this is lovely. As you can tell, this gives a very dewy, glowy look, very natural for daytime sunlight. We have also gone in and we have contoured her face with this 8th Avenue blush. And for her eyebrows, her gorgeous eyebrows, we have gone in with our brow quad. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going in on her eyes. So what we're going to be doing is using very neutral colors. Look at how beautiful the application is. Look at how gorgeous that is. It has a lot of pigment. It's very bold. So now that we're done with that, we're gonna go ahead and top it off with our mascara. We're gonna go ahead and just fill the lashes with that. And for the lip, we're gonna use this Tasty lipstick by Veramore as well. Gorgeous. And to achieve this hair, I'm gonna show you guys what products we used. Now for the sides, we used something a little different than we did for the top. For the sides, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I used to go ahead and tame it down and hold it down, and it has really good holds, as you guys can see. And I went ahead and used this Styling ISO Plus Gel. And what I used for the top, just to hold it down and give it a little bit of shine and hold, I went ahead and used this Lavender Herbal Oil Sheen. This is the full look, and like I said, so this is a daytime look. You can wear this anywhere. You can wear this to a lunch date. You can wear this to a brunch, to a meeting.